From the red deserts of the Pilbara to the turquoise waters of the Kimberley, Western Australia is an off-grid traveller's dream. If you're planning a WA road trip, these are the free camps you'll want on your bucket list. We've spent months exploring this wild state and we've been digging back through our archives to bring you the top 8 free camps in Western Australia. From remote desert plains to epic coastal cliffs, these spots prove that the best camps don't have to cost a thing. So join us, sit back for sunset drinks and a cook-up on top of Sunset Hill at Edge Hill Farm Stay here in South Australia as we take you through the top 8 free camps in WA. And trust us, you won't want to miss number 1. Welcome back to Artzone Travels Off-Grid Ventures. G'day, we're Pete and Tan. We love exploring Australia's off-grid caravan adventures one epic journey at a time. If you're new here, get ready for an unforgettable mix of caravan travel inspiration, tips and hidden gems as we road trip Australia.
Hi everyone.
Hey guys, well here we are at Edge Hill Farm Stay in Riverton in South Australia. What a beautiful spot. We've been staying here for a few days now and thought we might take a break and come up here and enjoy the gorgeous sunset at their sunset bar. It's absolutely magnificent. And whilst that's happening, we'll be taking you through this episode.
And this time, we're going to do something a little bit different.
So recently we've had quite a few people ask us about our favourite free camps in Western Australia. So we've gone back through the archives to share some of our epic footage from last year's Western Australia road trip with you.
We've picked out 8 incredible free camps, perfect for anyone planning to tour Western Australia next year or even those already planning and mapping out their trip.
The best time to travel WA is during the dry season from April to September, so we figured now would be a good time to share to help start planning your own travels.
These are the kind of places that you definitely want to put on your bucket list. Not only that we found they're stunning, but they'll also help you save a few dollars being free camps.
And towards the end of the episode, we're going to reveal our absolute favourite, although they're absolutely all stunning and all have something really special to offer.
So we're going to share tips, highlights and locations for every free camp, and we'll jump back in between clips and introduce every new one.
So sit back, enjoy the ride and maybe grab a notebook because you're going to want to remember these spots. Alright, so first up is Lake Ballard Campground. Now, this one's located in the Golden Outback of Western Australia. It's located 55 kilometres west of Menzies and about 180 kilometres north of Kalgoorlie. You'll find it listed on Wikicamps under Lake Ballard Campground.
You need to be fully sufficient. There is no fuel, no water, no shops nearby. The nearest shop is at Menzies, which is about 1 hour drive away. But in saying that, 1 or 2 nights at Lake Ballard is plenty. Expect hot days and cold nights and bring old enclosed shoes for walking on the salt-crusted muddy lake.
No, look, it's quite surprising. It all looks dry and hard on the surface, but in parts when you go out on the lake, you sink down into this, you break through the crust and you can sink down into some mud. So yeah, don't wear your good runners, guys. So when is the best time to visit Lake Ballard? Well, we made a decision to travel here with good preparation, but it was mid-February 2024, so it was hot. And honestly, it was way too hot. There was an unexpected heat wave also on top of that at the time. So what we'd do is we'd recommend best visiting May to September for the cooler and drier conditions out there. So the space, the silence and the remoteness, but mostly like the stillness was breathtaking. So guys, enjoy.
Already feel the heat in the day and it was a bit of a concern to us that we were going into such an isolated area. We had plenty of food and water, and we drove slowly to make sure that the car didn't overheat.
From checking out the weather reports, it was going to get up to 45 to 46 degrees.
And we basically stayed inside till the late evening, till it cooled down, and there was a few less flies.
Our experience at Lake Ballard to us was a really special time. The silence, the solitude, and the feeling of the place was just so incredibly special.
An opportunity to be at Lake Ballard, just us there, gave us a chance to hear this peace and silence that existed there for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Late that afternoon, we headed out onto the lake when things started cooling down a little bit.
It is a salt lake, so we weren't sure exactly how our footings would go. It was dry and solid, so we ventured out into the lake.
We put the drone up when we got round to the other side of the island and said to me, "You won't believe what I'm seeing, Tan." So I went over and I had a look at the monitor, and we could see geometric patterns, and we wondered what they were, and of course it soon became aware to us that they were actually the walking tracks from the thousands of people that visit these sculptures on the lake each year, and actually see the patterns as they would walk from one sculpture to the other. There's about 50 of these sculptures out on the lake, placed at quite a distance from one another. So it was absolutely beautiful, and it also gave us a solid understanding simply of the scale of the lake and its perimeters. Woke at 4 the next morning.
It was lovely and cool, and we enjoyed getting out onto the lake.
Well, good morning. What an absolutely beautiful morning to wake up to here at Lake Ballard. We're really excited. We're going to walk out on the salt lake this morning and see what footage we can get. And yesterday afternoon when we got here, I traced in a really large mandala shape and ready for some more marks to go in it this morning. It's absolutely magnificent. Check out the rising sun here. And the only sound I can hear is this really quiet whisper of wind through the old she oak trees that are here. I'll get back to the van and get some gear organised.
So this is certainly the time of day to capture some amazing light, Pete.
Yes, it's that magic hour. You haven't got a lot of time. You need to be up in the dark and out. We're a little bit late, but the softness of the light is so beautiful. And then as the sun comes up, the warm hues slowly disappear. But you get these lovely shadows that are spreading across the lake.
Yeah, you really only do get a small window of opportunity with this warm light. So, yeah, we're out there in it.
So I've just brought out my drone, my 35mm digital DSLR and the old faithful iPhone. And so with the light so low, I find myself having to be really careful about the exposure. Find that, this morning I did a couple of shots without the tripod, and you can tell that it's soft. It's not sharp because there's not a lot of light out there, and that means that the old camera says, well, I've got to make the exposure right, so I'll slow the shutter speed down because I'm holding it. Just a little bit of movement makes it soft. So early morning, late afternoon, there is a point that you have to use a tripod, but then you can then use long exposures if you want to.
Really grateful to be here, to have this magnificent place all to ourselves. And the only thing that you could hear was this really quiet whisper of gentle wind, just smooth across the lake. That was it. This is why we do what we do. Love it.
So next on our list is Gwalia Ghost Town. It's in the northern goldfields of Western Australia. It's just south of Leonora, which is 235 kilometres north of Kalgoorlie. It was once a booming gold rush town and now is a beautiful slice of preserved history.
Yeah, this one is a little cracker, guys. We were quite surprised. So some details about the camping. So it's an RV site only. It's free to stay here, but you must register your vehicle at the museum before 4 o'clock on arrival. Campers must have a sealed grey water container, and it's a maximum stay of 72 hours, so 3 nights.
So our tip is we visited in mid-February 2024, and again it was hot. Best time May to September, and the weather is far more enjoyable.
Yeah, this one is truly a unique stop, jam-packed with history. So enjoy this glimpse into WA's Golden Outback.
Camp was high up on a hill in the Gwalia township. Pulled up stumps for the night.
So we arrived there to find that there was nobody else there, and basically it's the car park out the front of the museum. So we made ourselves at home, had a drink and watched the sunset.
We were actually blown away as to how close this campsite was located right on the edge of this gold mining super pit. It was quite bizarre.
Yeah, you could see where the gold mine had slowly encroached and taken the part of the township away. There's even an old swimming pool which they've kept for historical reasons, that they built for the miners to have a swim, and it's loitering on the edge of the mine.
So Gwalia was a former gold mining town located 233 kilometres north of Kalgoorlie and 828 kilometres east of Perth in Western Australia's Great Victoria Desert. It was called Sons of Gwalia Mine and operated from 1896 to 1963. That time produced over 2.5 million ounces of gold. Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. Today, Gwalia is essentially a ghost town, having largely been deserted. Its main source of employment being the Sons of Gwalia closed in 1963. It was because there was a piece of machinery that failed and it had to be replaced from London, and it was very expensive. So overnight, everybody lost their jobs, and within a very short period of time, it was a ghost town.
Interestingly enough, the gold mine is now back in operation, and it's a real juxtaposition because you've got the really old Gwalia historic ghost town sitting right next to it. So you've got the old and the new right beside each other. So it's very rich in history.
The next morning we were excited to get up and have an explore of the old ghost town. And I've got to say, it didn't let us down. Again, one of those places as if they walked out. The buildings are still there, where they lived, their grocery stores, the bank. So walking through them, there is tables and chairs, prams, tricycles.
Yeah, it's quite airy in a way, and I think we were reminded of the beauty in the decay and the nostalgia of bygone days, and also really how nothing ever stays the same.
Beautiful old pub there that's still standing in all its glory. It was built by the Western Australian government in 1903. Now a ghost building. It was used by the mining company, reopened as its office, but now derelict and just left standing there.
Later that morning, we headed over to the Gwalia Museum, which is located right next to the camping area, and it's also located right on the edge of the super pit. It was absolutely beautifully curated and put together. It had a contemporary gallery and a museum and a historical museum. We headed back to the van. Again, it was really, really hot. So we battened down the hatches, turned on the aircon and had a good rest that night.
Okay, so next up, Carrawine Free Camp. This is in the Pilbara. It's just off Carrawine Road and you can find it on Wikicamps. Out of all the free camps around Carrawine National Park, this was our favourite base for exploring this area.
So there's multiple sites that suit all types of setups. The access track runs about 1 kilometre in and there's flat open spaces you can set yourself up in. After turning off Carrawine Road, drive a few hundred metres and then turn left. You'll find large level areas here for bigger vans. But for the more adventurous camper, continue further for elevated sunset views.
Why we loved this camp was the wide open spaces, plenty of room to spread out, the red soil, the spinifex grass, but in particular, as the sun was going down, how the white gums glowed on the setting sun. It was magnificent. It's peaceful, it's off-grid, and it's surrounded by all that wild Pilbara beauty. So we planned to stay one night, but we actually stayed for several. It was so good. And we'll let you make up your mind about this one, guys. I think the footage will speak for itself. What do you think about this one, Pete?
I'm loving this. I think this is going to be our main camp here, but this is a cracking spot. Absolutely cracking. Here's a panorama. There's sort of 360. Absolute winner, guys.
Beautiful fire pit here. We've got timber that's been left behind for us. Very happy. I've got my tree. I don't mind a beautiful tree at our campsite. And then around here, we have a beautiful vista out through the landscape here of these gorgeous white gums just dotted all through the landscape. Oh, this is just so good. Beautiful. You can see ourselves settling in here. We'll get that big campfire going tonight. Just wrapped with this spot, guys. I mean, check out the views from the bedroom. This is absolutely incredible. A spacious off-grid haven surrounded by rugged beauty and in close proximity to Carrawine National Park. It's not only a place where you step back in time with its stunning subterranean gorges as you find yourself wading through water, swimming in shimmering rock pools and hiking through sheer canyons. It's also where you camp amongst the iconic red soil, spinifex grass and white gums of the star-spangled skies. It just all steals your heart away. We take you with us to explore 3 of the park's must-see locations: Dales Gorge, Hancock Gorge and a must-see destination, Kermit's Pool. We then check out the peaceful Hammersley Gorge with its famous spa pool. Each spot offers a unique glimpse into the ancient beauty that makes this region truly so special. So let's dive into the beauty of Carrawine together and explore what makes this place a true gem of the outback. Well, good morning everyone.
Good morning.
So we're a bit excited today. We are heading out to Hancock Gorge to do the Kermit's Pool.
So our next free camp is Tognolini. Now it's on the eastern side of the Carrawine National Park, and it's about 25 minutes from the park itself, just off the Great Northern Highway. After hiking the gorges in Carrawine, it was a perfect spot for us to relax and recharge.
Yeah, we'd been making a good go of hiking nearly every day in Carrawine, so it was the perfect rest stop. So what you need to know is there's no facilities. Again, you've got to be fully self-contained. It's a popular rest area, so do arrive early to secure a spot. And look, take your time there. Take a couple of days just to soak in the magic of the views. You'll be overlooking what's called Mungina East Gorge, with all its rugged ridges and sweeping valleys and all the red earth that seems to stretch forever. It's just beautiful. So from sunrise to sunset, you'll see why every view really is spectacular. Enjoy this one. Let's begin by taking you back to Tognolini Free Camp, where we enjoyed the rest and relaxation after an unforgettable few days of hiking and exploring and swimming in beautiful Carrawine National Park gorges. This place was one of those stops where a night turned into three, because why leave it when it's so good? Gotta love campfire nights when everything aligns. No wind, no rain, no mozzies, and you've actually got enough firewood to make it happen. Those are the nights you soak in the magic of off-grid camping. The crackle of the fire, the stillness of the night, and being mesmerised for hours staring into the flames. These are the nights you don't want to end, where you stay up late watching the stars, knowing it'll be sad to finally put the fire out as the eyelids begin to drop. This spot is now on top of our free camps list. Let us show you why. Enjoy. We have had such a restful time here at Tognolini Free Camp. Beautiful. So the views from here have been sensational, as you've seen, and the wide open space, the fresh air up here on top of the ridge, just all magnificent. So guys, this one is an absolute beauty, Carrawine Gorge. So it's located in the East Pilbara region near Marble Bar. Again, find it on Wikicamps. So we visited here early September 2024. This one's known for its dramatic red cliffs, its crystal clear pools, and it's just an absolute true hidden gem of the Pilbara.
Okay, so getting there, you will need a four-wheel drive and an off-road setup. It's a bit rough getting in there, and you get closer, it's quite gravelly and quite soft. It's remote, so stock up before you come into the area, but your last port of call is going to be Marble Bar. And that's where you can get fuel, water, and limited supplies at the
general store.
At the general store, yeah.
It is expensive there, but hey, still very grateful that these small towns turn on these goods for us travellers.
I mean, one of the things I really liked about it, I went into the pub, and it's only open for 2 hours in the afternoon and 2 hours in the evening. And I asked for a carton of 4X, and he said, mate, that's $100. And I said, well, how much for the lashes? And he said, that's $100. And then I said, how much is the VB? He said, that's $100. So if you go there, I'm telling you now, it's $100 for a carton of beer.
All right, so the highlights there, apart from its stunning natural beauty, the bird life. So we spotted wedge-tail eagles, corellas, pelicans, and there's even beautiful black swans there as well. It's perfect for swimming and kayaking and fishing. Yes, there's some barramundi there. So you need to be self-sufficient in all areas. Just a little tip, try and avoid camping too far down the end, closer to the bend. The soft gravel, it's quite deceiving actually. It looks all right, but it can be really soft, and a few people we know have got bogged there. So just a little tip. The other tip is to bring a kayak.
Absolutely.
Or even a stand-up paddleboard or a blow-up canoe, just something that'll get you up through the main gorge and into the offshoots like the creeks. They are beautiful, and you'll see why.
Oh, it sure is. It's very, very beautiful, very, very calm, peaceful place to be at.
You won't regret getting out there and staying at this one, guys. It's absolutely stunning.
We've just pulled into the town park where they've got some facilities. There's a dump point, there's a children's playground, there's rubbish facilities here, which is really good. But today we got water, and that's really important for where we're going. Marble Bar, well, what a good little place to stock up. So we've got water, and we've got diesel. The diesel's out of town to the east. We also aired up.
So they had a small general store. When you're out here and you're so remote, you're pretty grateful. So we've had lunch, and we're just going to settle in for 2 to 3 hours drive out to Carrawine Gorge this afternoon, drive east until we see the turn off right down into Carrawine Gorge. So we've been driving through kilometres and kilometres of big, wide stretches of open plain as far as the eye can see. Absolutely incredible country out here. We've just turned the bend and we're heading down towards Carrawine Gorge, and right in front of us is a mountain range that also stretches for kilometres, but it's just one after the other of all these tabletop mountains. Absolutely incredible. So I'm pretty excited to think that that's where we might be heading. So we've just hit the gravel and hitting just a few small corrugations. We won't air down just yet. We'll just see how this little stretch goes. We might have to stop and pull over in a minute. So we're just driving through those tabletop mountains now, and it's absolutely magnificent country, and the sun is slowly going down and it's casting these really beautiful long shadows across the landscape, and it's hitting the western side of these mesas and mountaintops on our other side, so really starting to highlight the formations in the country now. Absolutely beautiful.
like wind in our sails. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us. If we just hold on tight, this vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. We are dreamers of the shore. 7 years now on this boat, and we all know where we belong. Just wait. For our home to show on the horizon, soon we'll be there. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us. If we just hold on tight, this vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. We are dreamers of the shore. When we can't read the sky, we just sail with the wind that we've got. And when we're drowning in doubt, just keep on believing. We are dreamers of the shore.
Wow, this place is so striking. We've just set the van up a couple of hours ago over there, and we went in for a swim, and we're having some drinks with the neighbours just up the road. And I've just come back to the van to get some dinner ready, and I cannot believe the sight we're seeing here. Have a look at this.
So here we are at Carrawine Gorge on my birthday, and it's Father's Day as well. So been very spoilt by Tan this morning.
It's a nice way to spend your birthday, Pete.
Yeah, what an adventure.
So our neighbours were really kind and have lent us their double kayak for the afternoon, and they've said to us to head up around the corner of the gorge, and there's a whole lot to explore up there, so we'll take you with us, guys. Man, those cliffs go up pretty high. How high do you think they are, Pete?
There's 70 metres because I put the drone up.
So we've turned off right off the main body of water and we've come into this little offshoot, and it is just a glass off up here. It's so tranquil. Check out the size of those beautiful old grandmother paperbark trees there. We are absolutely loving the peace and tranquility in here. I feel like I'm almost needing to whisper.
You feel like an intruder.
Yeah, and we just have to stop paddling every few metres just to stop and listen. Absolutely gorgeous.
One of the things we've really noticed is the recovery of the trees. You can see the tops have all been ripped off, and fellow travellers have told us that a massive cyclone came through here and just basically ripped it apart. Nature survives, but gee, it must have been vicious.
We've just spotted two beautiful eagles just in front of us.
That was a big eagle, maybe 2 metres in length, tip to tip. He was sitting there, we didn't even see him, and he just took off.
That is incredible. You could hear his wings go woof, 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 like, oh, I've got goosebumps.
our last day here. The time here at Carrawine Gorge has largely been just camping up by the billabong, getting up early every morning, listening to the bird song, swimming in the pool each day. So we've had a super lovely time here at Carrawine Gorge, just sinking into nature, relaxing, and yesterday we spent Pete's birthday here. Alright guys, so I'm going to go back and put the coffee on.
We picked a good day to leave today. It is blowing a gale, and with that is dust coming in and out, so can't wait to get in the car, crank the air conditioning and the music on and head on out.
Okay, so next up is Coongan Long Pool. Now, this one is between Marble Bar and Port Headland, so it's around 40 kilometres north of Marble Bar. It's on the Marble Bar Port Headland Road. You access it via a dirt track and you go through a gate on the right as you're heading north before crossing the Coongan River. It's hard to find though, isn't it, Pete?
It is hard to find. We went past it, there is no sign, and it's basically a farmer's gate. So follow Wiki to a T and you'll be able to find it, and it's worth the effort.
So we stayed here early September in 2024. It's a hidden oasis in the outback, it truly is. We camped beside a peaceful, beautiful, long stretch of water surrounded by paper barks, and our campsite just happened to have soft grass. It was almost like grass you'd have in your backyard. It was manicured almost. Unbelievable.
Which we hadn't seen for months. So to walk on grass was like, this is pretty special.
It was fantastic. So listen, a quiet and sort of a scenic stay. It feels like your own secret paradise. So when you're out there, you'll love the serenity. So we're not far out of Marble Bar now. We'll get petrol for the generator, we'll get diesel, we'll get water from the water refill station, which we showed you earlier in this video. We'll top up on a couple of groceries.
We're heading to Coongan Long Pool for the camp for the night, and we're going to get it in about an hour's time from Marble Bar, and then we're going to have a nice cold beer, so looking forward to that.
In's not too bad. It's a gravel road. You leave the blacktop and turn in here. There's a few little shaly parts. There's just one little quite a rocky part as you go down in the dip of a creek bed. Okay, so we have just pulled up. We have found ourselves such a sweet little spot down here right at the end of the track, like there's nowhere else to go, and there is just beautiful shady big grandmother trees here. We've got a little fireplace, beautiful views down through this little walkway here. Look at this gorgeous little shady oasis out in the middle of nowhere. Like, seriously, don't you love it when you have a big travel day and you end up somewhere like this? Beautiful. And you know what? Even better, there's this green stuff here. Check it.
one is Quondong Point. So this is our favourite all-time free camp ever. We absolutely love it. And look, there is one more that we really, really love, and the colours will seriously rock your socks off.
Oh, it's just insane. Okay, so anyway, look, Quondong Point, it's located on the Dampier Peninsula. It's about 50 to 55 kilometres north of Broome, and it's in Western Australia's northwest Kimberley region.
Yeah, look, it takes about an hour, maybe an hour and a half with a caravan from Broome, and you'll find it again on Wiki. This is like free camping at its best.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you camp on the edge of this beautiful red cliff, and there's the Indian Ocean. You can watch all the whales migrating past, and it's truly wonderful, because what we loved was being mesmerised, sitting there all day and watching the ebb and flow of those huge 10-metre tides that you get up there.
Massive, massive tides.
Just gorgeous. And just one more thing, as artists and creatives, what we loved was it was almost like watching nature paint. So the tide would wash up, it would sweep the red cliffs and the red sand and mix it in with the white sand, and you'd see it all wash away, and it was just like nature's painting, wasn't it? It was beautiful.
Oh, nature does it best, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Does the best paintings
for
ever.
Sure, absolutely. We hope you enjoy the footage, guys. That we've managed to snag a spot right on the cliff overlooking this ocean. Check this. How good is this, Pete?
Absolutely cracking spot.
Will you stay with me? Will you stay with me now?
So it's a beautiful afternoon. It rained this afternoon, so we bunkered down in the van and did some work. Anyway, it's all settled down a bit now, and we've got the most beautiful sunset starting to creep in over the beach, so we thought we might go down for a walk and see what's down there amongst the rocks. The tides are huge here, aren't they?
They're massive, they're 9 metres. There's all these little hermit crabs all over our mat. They're all crawling, and then they get a vibration and they stop.
They think that you won't be able to see them when they go retreat back into their shell.
They're pretty cool.
They're
pretty
so
cool
cute.
little dudes.
Alrighty, hey listen, we'll get back down to our beach walk. We're just going to head down the track now, but check out the view. morning everyone. Beautiful morning. Watching the moon setting down over to the west over this beautiful Indian Ocean here this morning. Gorgeous. So what are you hoping to catch today, Pete?
I'm going to catch a queenfish today. The hot tip for Quondong is this wide open sort of sandy muddy flats, and you walk straight down to where the water is at low tide, and all the muck and food, it's like a big drain. It all goes out. Little fish come to eat on the nutrients, and then the bigger fish come in to eat the little fish.
Just walking around exploring the sand flats while Pete has a fish. It's incredible. Like the water is still draining from this huge tide, and it comes right down here and right out to sea, and it just takes forever. The tides are so big up here.
Okay, last but not least is James Price Point Free Camp. Yes, everybody's heard of James Price. This place does deserve all the credit it gets with all the colour, the water, the sand, the red cliffs.
Oh.
It's a special place, isn't it?
Absolutely. And again, yeah, it's on the Dampier Peninsula, just north of Quondong. So it's about 35 kilometres north of Quondong Point. Again, there's no booking system, so first in, first served. There's no facilities. You need to be fully self-contained. So a couple of tips. Camp well above the high tide line. I mean, that's just common sense, isn't it? But these tides here do reach up over 10 metres, so just be aware of that.
They're pretty big, but there is a cliff that you can actually stay at too if you don't want to go down on the beach, and it's quite beautiful, but it gets congested.
Yeah, you can stay up on the upper level. You don't have to drive down into camp in between all those red cliffs.
If you're not sure about going down the ramp, you can stay. It's right as you come in. It's the first on the left. So you'll see it. Just take your time.
Yeah.
Again, we stayed late September. It's towards the end of the season, which meant there was a lot of space there to move and have your van. We spoke to other colleagues of ours who were there about a month earlier, and it was jam-packed, particularly down on the beach. So again, it's that old tip, arrive early. We always reckon most people leave their campsite around 10 or 11. So we're arriving about 12 o'clock and hopefully we get a spot.
Yeah, and we did. It was no problem. We were really late in the season. Look, peak months there, the best time really to stay there is between June to August. Again, it'll be really busy, but it'll be absolutely worth it. Enjoy this magical, rich red and the turquoise blue landscape. No way. No way.
How good is this?
There's like literally hardly anybody here. There would be 2 vans way down the other end. So it looks like we'll be able to take our pick. The blessings out of travelling off season. Thumbs up. Wow, what a spot. Isn't this amazing?
Yeah, James Price Point is put on a great day for us. There's nobody here. There's 2 other vans and the weather is beautiful. The temperature's about 30 degrees. As Queenslanders, we absolutely love that temperature. We're just setting up now. I'm unhitching the car and then we'll go for a wander and have a look around when it gets a bit cooler tonight.
So the tide's come in and we're going to go down for a bit of a splash. We can't get in too deep because we don't know what bitey-bities are in the water up this way. But it'll certainly be really nice to cool down. It's pretty warm up here. It's amazing the colour of the sea when it hits high tide, and sometimes it'll wash up and grab some of that red sand that is sitting just at the base of the cliffs, or even gets right up to the cliffs sometimes, and it drags it out to sea into that turquoise, and when it mixes it makes this kind of like plummy pink mauvey colour. It's incredible.
So what have you liked the most about your stay here, Tony?
We are cupped by this amazing ancient cliff face that has been worn down for thousands of years, and I've loved walking up into each little crevice and looking at where the water has carved these waterways down through the cliffs.
I'm glad we came here because we won't be able to do this again. Like further north, we'll be up on the cliffs, and but here you're actually parked in it.
Yeah, just to have the privacy, the seclusion, the space is an absolute treat. So feeling really grateful. So north of Dampier Peninsula tomorrow. Happy to still head up to Lombardina?
Yeah, look, I think we should go straight to the top. Looking forward to that.
From the red deserts of the Pilbara to the turquoise waters of the Kimberley, these free camps remind us why we loved off-grid free camping whilst travelling across Western Australia. Each one has its own story and its own magic, and if you're planning your next WA road trip, this is your sign to go and explore them all. There is so much here to see in Western Australia, and we hope this episode has sparked a bit of inspiration and given you a few tips to add to your own travel plans. And if you've already explored some of these spots or have a few hidden gems to share, drop them in the comments below so everyone can check them out too. Thanks for joining us here on these adventures. By giving this video a thumbs up and dropping a comment below, helps YouTube find us, sharing it with more curious explorers like you. Happy travels, keep tracing your dreams, and we'll see you out there in the next one.